Hello, my name is Rachel Anise, otherwise known as the Beauty Professor. Welcome back to my channel. Looking forward to sharing a quick get ready with me routine featuring this look right here. I have a day of meetings at home on Zoom, and so I needed to throw on some makeup quickly, make sure that it translates not only well on camera, but also in my everyday life because I'm gonna go run some errands afterwards. So I'll just jump in with the full process with a quick talk through of the products. I think I'm using only like 10 products, so it's a pretty minimalist list and everything's already on my face here. So I can't wait to show you how I got to this place. Really quickly, on my clothing today, I just have some loose wide leg jeans on. These are Rag & Bone. I'll try to link to some similar pairs. Hopefully they still have these, but I love them. They are so comfortable. These are in a size small. And then my sweatshirt is one of my most worn, maybe my most worn sweatshirt of life. It is by Anine Bing, and it's still available. I actually might order it back up for myself because I wear this one multiple times a week. It's just my most comfortable sweatshirt. It's in a size small, they run large, and it's cute. They also have other cities as options, but I like this one very much. So I will link to that as well. So I've been letting these Augustina Spotter eye patches percolate for the last 20 minutes, as well as my curlers, which I'm going to take out. And I already have the U Beauty Super Hydrator on my face after washing. It's so dry here in Southern California, so I just needed a nice cloak of moisture, and that one really takes care of business. I'm going to go ahead and take out my hot rollers right now, and then I will move into foundation and everything else in the short time that I have here. All right, so I did just recently get a haircut. My layers had pretty much grown out. My mom cuts my hair, and so she went ahead and redid my layers. So you can really see the curl here. It's definitely activated once I have those layers cut. And then I just, like I said, did the T3 hot rollers for like 10 or 12 minutes on, it's very low heat. And this is second day hair. Taking off these eye patches, I really like the way that these Augustina Spotter eye patches just smooth, hydrate, and I think they do reduce puffiness as well. I've had such allergies lately because of this shift in weather, and these do a really good job of just making this whole area feel restored, or look brighter, and just look its best before I need to get on camera. I'm starting for my base with the Le Métier de Beauté Peau Vierge in shade 3. So I like to think of it as just this unmitigated step in my routine to really even things out, add a soft glow, and also an additional layer of hydration. It's very sheer. You're not going to get any kind of like foundation, much less tinted moisturizer effect, but just do something to the skin that no other product I've ever used does. It just gives it an extra sense of dimension and glow and really preps it for anything to come. All right, on to foundation. So I'm working with this Swede Miracle Powder. I saw it online on Instagram, actually, demonstrated. I was so fascinated. This is a European brand. I'll make sure to link to the places where you can pick it up. And I do think it's gonna sell out quickly because it's getting a lot of coverage. This is weightless, talc-free, buildable coverage, incredible clean ingredients, and it gives you this glowy, even canvas. So I'm using a Wing Goss complexion brush. Highly recommend this brush set, by the way. I use these brushes all the time. And then I'm just gonna go in all over my skin with this. It's got that little net there so you can dispense the powder easily. And this is in the shade Warm Golden, which is a perfect match for my skin. You can just see how it perfects the skin, but it looks like nothing on the skin. And that's what's so crazy to me. I get coverage, I get evenness. I'm making sure to really buff it well, but in the process, you cannot see powder on the skin. So even when I was demonstrating this in an Instagram reel recently, I got a lot of questions about dry skin and how this would work with dry skin. And because it's so finely milled, I actually think if you moisturize first, you're going to be just fine. It's just not a powdery powder, if you will. It totally has changed my mind about a powder base or powder foundation. And I love the way it evens everything out so quickly. You're watching this in real time, and it wears very well throughout the day. Okay, so that's my base in a nutshell. Glowy, radiant, even. Love this. For brows, using my Make Brow Gel in Cool Brown and just brushing it through. very quick way to perfect the brows. And this formula, above all formulas I have ever encountered, truly just stays in place all day long. No budging, no movement. It's incredible. And it doesn't degrade or flake off. Get this year. If you haven't, if you're on the line, I strongly urge you to pick it up. For bronzer, I'm working with the RMS Crystal Slipper Blush. I use it like a bronzer blush combination. I talked about it in my best of 2023 video. It gets so much wear. It's what's always in my purse lately because it's a product that just takes care of business so quickly, so easily, and it looks gorgeous. Just softly radiant and very easy to sculpt the whole face with a single product. And I'm going to top that today with the Gucci Beauty True Pink Blush, another 2023 favorite. This color is so face enlivening. Look at the way it just brightens things up without looking obvious. I would consider this a natural finish. It's got dimension, but it's not a shimmer finish and it's not a flat matte. So it's my favorite kind of finish for a blush actually. Kind of blurs everything, leaves your skin looking very refined and healthy. I'll throw on some highlight here from 1999. This is the Miel shade, and this cream highlighter just does something so nice for the skin. It leaves it looking a little glossy, but it does dry down. It doesn't slide or transfer. It's got enough viscosity to stay in place. So I often put this on in the areas I've just shown you. Look at that glow. And then for eyes today, I'm working with this YSL palette that I've been sitting on for a little while. It's in the shade 200 and it's this cute mini clutch. I am going in with this soft kind of sable shade, and this is a retractable Chanel brush I picked up earlier last year. I don't know if it's available now, but if it is, I'll link to it. It's great because you get 2 brush options and they're fully covered when you don't want to use them. So it's great for the makeup bag. Okay, look how nicely that just added some dimension to my lids. Effortless. It's almost like the same color as if you put bronzer on your lids, but you're actually using a proper shadow. I'm gonna go in with this golden shade just along the center here, blend upward, give it some luminosity. This is very finely milled, very multi-dimensional. Lisa Eldridge eyeliner in Night Forest, a staple, just on my lower lash line this time, my waterline. It's a favorite for this area. Monica Blunder Beauty Mascara in brown, which is my day-to-day go-to. This buildable mascara is so lengthening and volumizing, and it's in a really fresh color, this deep brown. It's quite flattering, I think, on a spectrum of skin tones. Finally, for lips, I'm using this Sweet Beauty lip liner in the shade Dream Bigger, which is a kind of a peachy nude pink. All the colors I want in the liner. It's very, very creamy. You can cheat out the lip line but still have it look natural. And it's long lasting as well, especially for a really clean ingredients profile. There we go. And then I'm going to finish with this Hourglass lipstick in Lotus. I actually was wearing this lipstick in a video I shared on Instagram a few days ago, and it was a contour video, but I had this lip color on. I wasn't featuring the lipstick, and I got so many questions about what this color was. I actually had to go back in my files to remember what it was and then track it back down again in my stash. It is a full impact peachy pink rose. Like, you get a lot of color payoff in a single pass. I'm just going to put the littlest bit on right now. You can see what it does to the lips already. I'm putting it in the center. I like that kind of like darker line on the outside for this look today. And finally, just to make sure that everything stays in place all day, I'm going in with a bit of the Lawless powder. And I just use my finger to move it through the centers of my face here, where I tend to get the oiliest, especially if I'm sitting in front of a warm or hot light like I am right now. I'm also in front of a window, so the combination just invites that breakthrough. So I'm just using my fingers to set everything. And this one's really nice because it's essentially invisible on the skin, even though you get some coverage and some perfecting. Also, this is in the shade medium. Final touch is going to be this lip gloss by Suku. I love, love, love this formula. It is like a cloak of moisture, very cushiony. There's very few lip glosses I've experienced that have this texture. This is one of them. This is in the shade 105. It's a sheer kind of mauve-y, creamy pink. I hope it's still in stock, but I'll also link to some other shades that are similar in this formula. Just on the centers of the lips here, it really adds some shine, some volume. It makes everything look really healthy, and your lips feel great all day. It stays in place without feeling overtly sticky. Love this formula. That is the final look. This will take me through the day, through my meetings. So now that the tutorial is over, let's get into a little chat. I hope life is going well for you and that your new year is off to an amazing start. I am just coming out of traveling. I was in Death Valley for almost a week with my family right after Christmas, and coming home, we came home New Year's Day. Death Valley is really interesting. It's about 5 hours away from where I live here in Southern California. I've grown up going there. We always go either in the winter or the spring. You don't want to go in summer because it is one of the hottest places on earth. It can get up to 130 degrees. And that's why it's called Death Valley, because of the people in the olden days who tried to cross the desert floor at the wrong time and just didn't make it, which is pretty sad. There's only 2 hotels in Death Valley. We stay at one of them called Stovepipe Wells, and it is really rustic, and you really feel like you're someplace else. There is no cell service. Your phones won't work in Death Valley, which is interesting if you're driving from site to site, and you're really driving like 10 or 15 miles between really interesting natural landmarks in this national park. So you're spending a lot of time in the car in between, and then you get out and walk around, but there's no cell service anywhere. So you always want to make sure that you have a full tank of gas, and then you'll get Wi-Fi when you get back to a hotel. So that's how I was living. It was probably a healthy departure from the internet for me, since I spend so much time on my phone for work, for life. So even though it was a bit of an adjustment, every time I go, it's an adjustment to not have immediate access to the internet and social media. It's healthy. It was actually a nice break. So that was where I was. And then I came home and it was my birthday. So I had a really mellow family birthday. What do you guys like to do for birthdays? For me, I am a let's stick close to home and have maybe a family birthday dinner kind of girl. I've always been that way. I don't need a big party or a big event or some place to go. I appreciate birthdays where that's happened because you just feel special. People are planning it for you no matter what. But if I have my choice, I'm very comfortable at this phase in my life with just being close to home and being mellow. So my husband took the day off and I just spent the day with him and Joey, and then in the evening went to dinner with my family, who I love. So it was great. So birthday, and now I am just back in the swing of things before I go back to campus at the end of the month. So I'm still on winter break, which is amazing. And wanting to just catch up with you guys in that way. And I wanted to thank you for your amazing response to my best of 2023 video. I know it was so long, but a lot of you said you like a lengthy video, which gives me hope because I do tend to be a little more verbose and detailed, and long form video is just the way I can be really expressive and thorough with the things that I like. And that's important to me just from an authenticity standpoint, from an integrity standpoint, that I'm always rationalizing the products that I choose to share here with you guys. So thank you so much for your feedback on it. More videos to come, starting with this one. As I look to the future, I would love to hear the kinds of videos that you would enjoy seeing from me. I really try to mix it up between product talks and actual in the moment tutorials, but if there's anything else you're interested in, please let me know. As always, know how grateful I am to have you here. And there's newness always on my Instagram and in my LTK shop, as well as on my website. So in the meanwhile, until my next video, please don't forget to visit me at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.